WWE in 2018 had some good moments in 2016, but then they went downhill. We're looking at WWE 2017 and 2021. 2016 was such a good year for WWE. Great moments, great everything. They had Braun Strowman coming up, but 2017 had the return of Kane and various other moments. But the problem also, not pushing talent. Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt were some victims of this. They had a feud, but then we also had Rusev. The Rusev they kicked. It was so over. It was just that good. But why did WWE didn't capitalize? Why did they not pull the trigger on Rusev? Why? It was always beyond me. Some of the most entertaining parts of SmackDown. They also had weird stories. Jason Jordan, Kurt Angle, like the father-son, long-lost son thing. It was very interesting. Most things did not make sense with this. It was very poor, with the crowd not even caring after. We also had this Bear versus Heath Slater thing. It was a disaster. WWE had to act fast if they want to switch up the year. Go on good terms, or they would regret it. And they did. 2018. The greatest Royal Rumble was terrible. Notorious for being bad. Saudi Arabia's very own Royal Rumble, they thought they went all out, was no short of a disaster. Braun Strowman won the greatest Royal Rumble, the biggest one. And we won a championship, but I don't know, it didn't mean nothing. It was very forgettable as well. We even saw Rusev versus The Undertaker. Nobody remembers that. In a casket match. This was just very forgettable matches. That feels like if you look back at them, it's like, that happened? It's like, doesn't make sense. We also had John Cena versus Triple H. Another very forgettable match. This was just terrible. The show itself just wasn't that good and just feels like an excuse for the just, I don't know, cringe. The Three Sisters. Do I even have to explain? This was just so cringy to watch. Bobby Lashley, this was just terrible. I don't know what they thought when this happened. This isn't really too cringe like that, but the gas mask with Dean Ambrose, it was really poor. It just wasn't great. And this was really the start of the downfall of Dean Ambrose, which ended up in him leaving. We also had this tag match, Crown Jewel, DX, Brothers of Destruction. It was just cringe at how bad it was. It was sloppy, slow. This was a match that should have happened 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 15 years before. When they were all in their top, not now. It just ruined it. 2019. Not only did we have little a love triangle with Bobby, Lana, and Rusev, we also had this in bed thing. It was very interesting, and it turned to a love square with Liv Morgan. I really don't know. We also had shaving. We had the big dog, which is just, I don't even know what they thought we were doing this. Why would they get a random dude to be another dog costume? This was really the start of. We also had wasted talent. The Revival had potential to be the best tag team in WWE. They would eventually go to AEW and do their thing there, but in WWE they were wasted. We also have Robert Roode, a talented individual, really didn't do much in the main roster, especially, I don't even know. They switched his name to Robert. It was very weird. I really don't know. 2020. not only did they feed people dog food, we also had squash matches, burying the Fiend to like a 50-year-old man. And I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but the internet was fuming. This was not good at all. Why would you spend time building this Fiend character to just bury him to an old grandpa? And then have Braun Strowman win the Intercontinental title, which like literally almost no one can remember. I couldn't even remember it happened. Have him win the Intercontinental title. Then, on short notice, go to WrestleMania and beat Goldberg. That should have been Bray. I don't even know, man. This was just very bad. The pandemic. The nail on the coffin to this time period. The pandemic era. If things weren't already going downhill enough, fans could not be in attendance anymore. The life of the arena, really the life of the show, besides the wrestlers and everything, the crowd added so much to it, but it gave them an opportunity to experiment with the funhouse matches and other cinematic type matches with Bray, which were interesting. We also had the swamp fight, which was also interesting. Just a whole bunch of cinematic experiences, which were new, but were good. We also had the Money in the Bank ladder match on like the headquarters, which was very interesting. It was just a car wreck. Otis won. Yeah. And then he lost the briefcase. Interesting. Then we have the infamous eye for an eye match. And not much later, Roman Reigns, the savior of the pandemic era, would come and save us all from the misery, which was WWE in this time period. He would return as a heel, desperately needed. He would come, have the wise man, and carry the pandemic era on his back, along with a few other people, Drew McIntyre, stuff like that. But we're talking about Roman Reigns. And then a bit after, Triple H took charge, and now it's where it's at right now. So what do you think? What are some stuff that I missed? What would you add to this list? What would you take away? What were your thoughts? I want to know. This has been me. Let me know what other videos I should do. I don't know. This was an interesting time period. I don't know. This was just a car wreck. But in interesting ways. But I'll see you all next time.
The Undertaker, rest in